Hello everyone, today I'll be reviewing The Italian Job. So The Italian Job came out in 1969 and was directed by Peter Collinson, and this film is best described as a comedy caper film. So in this film we have Michael Caine. He plays a gang member called Charlie Croker, and right at the start of the film he has been released from prison and he wants to go on this big job in Italy where he wants to steal some gold bullion from this armoured security truck. So what he does, he rounds up lots of people to get ready to do this job. But first of all, in order to get someone to finance the job, he has to meet up with Noel Coward's character, who is Mr. Bridger. Mr. Bridger is currently stuck in prison at the moment, so Charlie manages to sneak into prison to get the go-ahead from Mr. Bridger. So this film itself, it's one of the classic British films. It's probably one of the most beloved British films, and it's gone on to have quite an iconic place in British culture, and yeah, for very good reason in my opinion. And I think that two of the things that really help this film and really make this film so memorable are Michael Caine's phrase, "You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off." That line is such a famous line, and it's really gone down as one of the most quoted lines ever. And also the minis. So in this film we have 3 minis, each in red, white and blue. During this film the characters load them up with money and then escape through the Italian city of Turin to, essentially escape from the police. And we get some fantastic chase sequences where they're driving through the city and they're going through shopping malls, they're going jumping over rooftops, going through water, going through tunnels, and it's just a fantastic sequence. And the sequence goes on for quite a bit, and it is really the main highlight of the film after the robbery takes place. Just the way the escape is planned, the way it's filmed, it's so iconic and it's absolutely fantastic to watch. And I have to say that this film is it's a really great looking film. It's very colourful looking. It really gives you the feel of the swinging 60s, although obviously a lot of this film is set in Italy. It really does feel like a proper 60s fun-filled film. And Michael Caine is absolutely brilliant. I don't think he's ever been better than in this film really, though he's a fantastic actor, been in many great films. This is probably definitely one of his best known roles, and he's very funny, is very likeable, very sort of cheeky chappy personality, and he sort of is a ringleader in this film, helping push everything forward, and he really sort of gets the story going. I also think that Noel Coward is excellent, although most of his scenes are set in the prison. He plays a very patriotic character, and when he's in prison he has his own special cell and his own special toilet and everything, and when he's walking along we get these patriotic songs playing, like God Save the Queen in Royal Britannia, and we get some really funny scenes where he's sort of marching along almost as if he's being treated like royalty. And also I have to mention Benny Hill. So Benny Hill was in this film as well, and although he has quite a small role, it's very memorable, and he plays a really strange character. He's a professor and he's sort of hired for his mind as opposed to what he can actually do. But he's slightly perverted because he really likes large women, and whenever he sees large women he acts really strange. And there's a couple of scenes where he's helping a large woman onto a bus or through a doorway, and he's sort of pushing up against her, and it's just a really funny scene, really bizarre. And yeah, when it comes to comedy, Benny Hill was obviously absolutely excellent. I also really enjoy the pacing of this film. I think that everything flows really well, and this film isn't actually that short, so it's about 1 hour 40 minutes, so quite a decent length for a film in my opinion. But it feels much shorter than that because everything throughout this film I found entertaining. I really thought that it moved very well. There was always something interesting happening, whether it's with Michael Caine's character, whether it's with the minis. And I should also mention we get this mafia boss type character played by Rafe Malone, and he's supposed to be the main sort of bad guy in it. We get this excellent scene right at the start where he ends up killing one of Charlie Croker's friends, where we get this digger that's at the end of the tunnel. The opening sequence of the film, it's slightly unsettling because it opens almost a bit like a James Bond film and everything's sort of going well. Obviously this was the 60s and we get the song On Days Like These playing, and then all of a sudden things turn bad. And this character, this mafia boss character, there's another scene where he uses some diggers to crush a Jaguar and an Aston Martin, and that's a sort of very villainous scene, and it's really the scene where things start to turn and we think there might be danger. However, my slight problem with this film is that this mafia boss character, we don't really see him again, because he's supposed to be a character who can sort of sense that something is going on, and he's finding out about Charlie Croker's scheme to steal this Italian gold. And we see him later on sort of in Italy trying to stop what's going on, but nothing really comes of it. It's almost as if his character sort of vanishes. But then I suppose as the film leads on towards the end, we get that very iconic ending with the cliffhanger, literally a cliffhanger. We don't want it to end in any other way, because that is an absolute iconic ending. It is also worth mentioning that this film, although very popular in Britain, it wasn't very popular in the United States at all. Although it's recognised now in the United States, although when it came out it didn't do very well, and apparently it was due to an advertising campaign which apparently wasn't very successful. So overall, I think The Italian Job, one of the best British films of all time, and also one of the best crime films in lots of ways. And I say it's a crime film, it's more of a comedy film as well, because it's quite an easygoing film. It's a film that doesn't really take itself too seriously, and I particularly like the use of the song Get a Bloomin' Move On, A Self-Preservation Society. And the song is actually sung by Michael Caine as well, and you can really hear his voice when he's singing it, and it really just gives the film a real British feel, and makes you feel like that you're going along with these guys on their journey as they get this gold and then drive through the city and the countryside in their minis. So it's all good fun. So overall, I'm going to give The Italian Job a rating of 10 out of 10. It's a fantastic film, absolutely must see. And yeah, I'd recommend it for everyone, even if it doesn't sound like your kind of thing. It is definitely worth a watch. So there we go. So that is my review of The Italian Job. So have you seen The Italian Job? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Please let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section below. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.